Alright, welcome back, World Builders. Today we are tackling another death battle matchup, Kratos versus Asura. We're going to break this down through the strict world building lens, giving the characters we love the much needed gravity we have all been craving. I'm going to let the fight play out, then I'm going to give my commentary. I may pause it a few times during, just for copyright, and let's get to it.
Time for a dead battle! Run!
You let your wrath consume you. I have been down that road before.
Shut up!
Very well.
That right there should have been the end. The spear is not that powerful.
This is not my end!
Again, this should be the end.
Death has not earned me yet, Titan.
Kratos is not the Monkey King.
But you deserve a worthy end.
When does Kratos become all powerful? Oh hell no.
Or sheds a surprising light.
At first glance, speed seems like a shoo-in for Asura. Kratos is quick, but he never dodged a universe-crossing laser.
That doesn't mean he couldn't. Remember,
Oh my goodness. the weight y'all put on certain things, and then you take that same weight off of other things. The laser can cross the universe. And the laser is, you don't even know how far the laser is going. You're facing the god. The laser is, you're avoiding the laser being blasted towards you. Light travels across the universe at light speed. This is not, is, how y'all do all this mathematics with TNT? Y'all know the foundational principle. When you look up at the night sky and you see a star, you might see one of them blinking. Every time that star blinks, the light cuts out and you get another transmission of light back from that star. That light that you saw, every time you see the light twinkle, it is a cut in it is a separation between the light from last year and the light you're seeing now. You're seeing the light from the star shine from what it looked like a year ago. He's at speed, best case scenario, divide down the center.
As usual, we look at these characters at their peak, free from gameplay restrictions.
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and Kratos fought and killed Helios, the sun god.
From the moment he's introduced, Helios is emphasized to be immensely powerful. Without Helios, darkness would shroud everything. His light was fast enough to...
And Kratos didn't take him down. Another Titan took him down. Helios got swatted by a Titan, and then he was injured and trapped. Like, look, I'm a Kratos fan, man. I didn't even know who Asura was until I saw this fight. You talking taking the gameplay out? The gameplay? That's most of the story right there. The gameplay is pretty much the original canon. The gameplay started the rest of this. Did the books come out before that? Because until God of War came out on PlayStation, I don't remember Kratos having magazines and books in his story, taking him this place and that place. Now they did all of this because Kratos needed some ultimate weapons to be able to stand against the comparison of other characters. That's why you see the Blade of Olympus there now. He does not have the Blade of Olympus in Ragnarok. Not until after they modified it and they added it with a DLC and you were allowed to unlock it, because he's not winning this fight without that. And then the spear. Now the spear, I would allow, but I would not give the spear this almighty power that they're giving it.
Illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's consistent with the shockwaves the primordials caused that spawned the universe.
Arguments could be made for which is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what does speed matter if you don't know how to use it? Let's cover experience. Asura lived across centuries, obviously a lot longer than Kratos.
And while Kratos eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that control.
So Asura easily takes experience. But when it comes to versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure, Asura's quite skilled
correct.
and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat, slowing down time, healing injuries, and most importantly, multiple weapons that could drain a variety of energies, like mantra.
Yeah, when Asura loses all his mantra energy, that's it for him. So the Dropnir spears and the Blade of Olympus gave Kratos exactly what he needed. Versatility, and multiple ways to finish this for good before...
Even without the Blade of Olympus, I still give Kratos versatility. Kratos is someone you equip. He is an equip hero. When you take away his gear, he's a marshmallow. They're forgetting about that. Asura, if he is stripped of these weapons, that you start taking away Kratos' ability to do stuff other than punch. Now, the spear will be one of the few things he will be able to hold on to because it's a ring. It's gonna be hard to take off unless Asura just breaks off his finger. But they're also not respecting that Asura transformed several times into several unstoppable forms. One of which only the Monkey King was really in Mythos able to stop. So I saw Kratos should have been dead several times. Because Kratos at the end of Ragnarok has a cap too. He is not more powerful than Thor or Odin. This guy definitely would be able to beat both of those characters. If you put Asura against Thor and Odin in God of War, he's winning.
Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could, Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days at best.
But all this assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do! If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds.
But a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic gold.
That's the enlightenment of Buddha. That's one of the highest levels. That right there, they make statues of that thing. You see all those hands? You do not beat that. This would be the equivalent of beating a supreme god in his universe.
Golden God.
By measuring the dimensions of Chakravartin's body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and its mass far exceeds not.
The thing is not made out of the metal, guys. Look at all this math right here that you got here. It's just a complexion. This is just a godlike complexion. Some gods represented with gold or a golden complexion or golden light. This is not the metal. They're not a golden statue come alive. This is a deity. It's gonna feel like skin if you touch it. If you could. Their skin, it will deflect swords and bullets like metal.
Not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe 91,000 times.
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back Ragnarok.
Did you just say comparable? Ragnarok is not a creature. Ragnarok is a series of events, one occurring right after the other. Calling certain Ragnarok is an exaggeration. He is not. I don't care what they did in there. He is not Ragnarok. Ragnarok is an undeniable cycle, bared witness to by Odin, and unstoppable. They're one of the only few pantheons that's literally their strength and their weakness. Their strength and weakness is that they are all fated to come to a horrible, tragic end, but at the end, there's a slim chance of rebirth, and they make it. They're able to grow anew. But no, this guy is not comparable. You put him and Kratos in a fight right now. Again, Kratos took on Baldur. Almost lost. He took on Baldur. This guy is not taking on Baldur.
Power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an
Based
official
on-
map and knowing the world tree's branches
Right.
encompass all of existence,
Anything you can
we
do, I
can
can
measure
do
its
better.
size and
Anything you
volume.
can do, I
And
can
we
do
know
better.
this map
Like,
is
no,
accurate
you
because
can't.
it
Yes,
shows
I can.
these
No,
two
you can't.
realms
Yes, I can.
conjoined,
No, you
which
can't.
we
Yes,
see
I
in
can.
game.
Even if we assume the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above, shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough force to destroy our universe's mass energy 9 million times over.
You know why? Because it's impossible. Space doesn't shake. Listen, stop following the hype. Space doesn't shake. Stop trying to imitate Goku. Stop shaking the universe. It doesn't move.
That's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering supergiant doesn't sound too different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
All right, see, you just defeated your own argument. You see what happened there? Kratos cut Kronos with the Blades of Chaos. Kratos gave Kronos the world's worst paper cut. Let's look at it again. Come, peep this.
Other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's the thing.
You saw that? You saw that world-shattering paper cut right there? That was amazing, wasn't it? Got him on his finger, like right there. That's Kratos fighting the Titan. He gave him mythology's best paper cut. Just because Kratos killed Kronos, you have to understand, Kronos was in bondage. Kratos was at a major disadvantage. He couldn't be more at a disadvantage. They had to give Kratos a handicap to beat him. He needed the Sword of Olympus. Like literally, the Sword of Olympus was invented so that Kratos could stand a chance against the Titans. Without the Blade of Olympus, Kratos in most matchups outside of his universe is done. He probably wouldn't even have been able to defeat Zeus without this Blade of Olympus. That's how bad it is. So guess what happens if he loses that weapon? And then on top of the Blade of Olympus was just waiting there too, stuck in the stone.
Isn't it? It's easy for Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chopper Barton, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him. Kronos defeated the creator of the universe in a one-on-one fight, same as Asura.
Who the hell told you that? Face the creator of the universe single-handedly in one? Man, what book have you been reading? Fully grown titans. This wasn't 12 teenagers. This wasn't 12 kids. It was Kronos and his brothers and sisters. It was his brothers, like all 6 of them, held Uranus down. And Uranus was not the creator of the universe. He was the sky. He's a part of the universe. He is the equivalent would be in Marvel would be Infinity. So we have the categories here. Let's reorganize them. Speed, best case scenario, they split it. Best case scenario. Let's also remember that Kratos needed Hermes' boots to actually move fast, like at a higher speed. You notice the speed difference, and there is a speed difference between base Kratos and when he's wearing Hermes' boots. You saw how fast Hermes was when he was wearing his boots. That's exactly how fast Kratos would become, much faster than himself. So Helios, again, no faster than light speed. That's the top Helios is going to do. Same thing for the statue. Speed, split in half. Experience, fair enough to give that to Asura. I agree. Versatility, fair enough to give that to Kratos without even going into the weapons that he shouldn't even have. Because the Blade of Olympus should never have shown up in Ragnarok. I mean, if it was, it should be alongside the Blades of Chaos inside that underneath that house. It's the Blade of Olympus. Where is it going to be kept safe other than with Kratos? Who's going to keep it safe? Where has it been? That's why I say it's just a DLC drop. When it comes to power, this is the ultimate factor because this is going to not only determine who wins, but who packs the bigger punch. They gave Kratos a lot of exaggerated strength because they believe that just because he fought against these opponents and he killed them, that he surpassed them in strength. This is not Dragon Ball Z. This is not how that works. Kratos went up against Zeus. He was overpowered. He went up against Kronos. He was overpowered. He went against Atlas. He was overpowered. He had to figure out a way to use his environment and his tools, that his backpack that we keep throwing on his back. And every single god of war, he gets a backpack of tools that he can use against these almighty opponents. This is what makes Kratos fun, because he's a mortal going up against and killing gods. And he's a demigod killing gods. That's what makes Kratos fun. Kratos being unkillable is not what makes him fun. He is very killable. He's just barbaric and savage. That's what we love about Kratos. He takes no prisoners. But he did not match Zeus in strength. Not one single time. Let's not forget his godlike strength he poured into the blade. Any godlike strength he would have, his godlike soul would come from Hades. If anything, Kratos would be no more stronger than Hades. Asura just went up against the ultimate power in his universe. Kratos couldn't beat Thor. He struggled against Baldur. He couldn't beat Odin. And he had help against those enemies. Power would undoubtedly go to Asura. Therefore, Asura is the actual winner of this fight. All right, that wraps up our take. Like the video if you like the video and agree with our take. Please share the video and comment if you agree or disagree. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time.